So my name is Jordan Manley and I am the pastor at Sketty Community Church. This exact community I have been part of for a year and a half. Faith in general has been a huge part of my life since I was very young. I became a Christian when I was 4, apparently. I don't actually remember that, but my dad told me. When I walk into a church, what do I feel? It probably depends what the church is in some ways. When I walk into this church, my initial feeling is I'm in work. And so not in a bad sense. I go, here I am again, Monday morning.
Yeah.
But more in the sense of like, for this season, this is my calling. This is what I feel like God has called me to do, to be the pastor of this church. So it's the place where I get a lot of my sense of purpose. I'm fairly recent to being a pastor, so lots of it is still quite new to me. So particularly this place is a place of learning for me, a place of growth. A thriving church feels exciting. It feels like God is here, like he's moving in people's hearts, moving in people's lives. It feels like things are changing. There's like this excitement. And if the church is thriving on a Sunday morning and they feel close to the presence of God, then they carry that out with them and they share that with their circles. So although it's only 70-ish people here on a Sunday morning, there could be way over 1,000 people influenced throughout the week from those initial 70 people. In many ways, I think it's really sad when churches shut down and need to be turned into something else. I think particularly when it's old churches, when it's churches that have, some of them been around for hundreds of years, and when there's this incredible architecture both on the outside and the inside. I think particularly Wales is known for its churches or its little chapels. In like the Welsh revival in 1904, 1905, around that time, church was booming, and the little chapels all around Wales, loads of them were full and thriving. And I think it's sad when the opposite happens, when these churches are empty, when there's just a handful of the older generation who are trying to keep this church alive. I think there is a renewed interest in church amongst young people. I think for the first time in, I don't know how long, there's a generation rising up who know nothing about church. I think in previous generations, most people would say, oh yeah, my parents went to church, or I went to Sunday school and then I stopped, or at least my grandparents went to church. I think we are experiencing the first generation of people who've grown up and they don't know all the stories of the Bible, of Adam and Eve, of Noah, of King David, of Jesus and his parables, the prodigal son, all of that stuff. We seem to think that the world is getting better and better. We have these modern technologies, we're getting richer. But in some senses, nothing's really changing. We still have wars going on all over the world. We still have people greedy for more, for money. And I think that naturally causes people to think, is there more to life than this? Is there more to my life than what meets the eye? Is there a spiritual element? Is there a God out there who cares about me and loves me? If these walls could speak, I think they'd have some stories to tell. I think in some ways they would say that they've seen a lot of change. And in some ways, I think they would say that nothing much has changed at all. I think, styles and dress and stuff have changed. I would imagine 100 years ago, pastors probably didn't wear caps, and especially not backwards. They would have seen births and deaths. They would have seen first steps and last steps. They would have seen huge steps in faith, people taking a leap of faith, doing something for the first time, perhaps standing on a stage and speaking in front of an audience for the first time, whether it be reading a passage of scripture or preaching or praying in front of others. These walls would have seen a lot of suffering, a lot of hurting people, and they would have seen a lot of rejoicing, a lot of people coming together, people finding joy, people finding community, people finding freedom from addictions and bondages that they've been gripped by for so many years. And so I think these walls would have seen all aspects of life, all aspects of what it means to be human.